Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to The Medium by Design. So today I'm here with Karen. We've been working on Karen's kitchen, and you met her daughter Kira in previous videos. And I wanted to catch up on some of the spiritual side of this job because we were in a restaurant at one point for one of the messages from her husband Roger. And so it was loud and I didn't think it was appropriate. Now today in the background you're going to hear some noise too because we're at her house and they're putting in the granite. So the men are here working, but we're in another room. So what I'm going to start with is the message that came through around their anniversary, which just happened to fall in the timing of this kitchen remodel. And I'm just going to read this, and then Karen's going to interrupt me if she wants to, if she gets an idea, she wants to interject anything at all. You know, we're just sitting here relaxed, no big deal, no makeup crew, no camera crew, no lighting crew, just us, okay? So here's what her husband had to say that day. Boy, you guys can talk. Okay, so let me just share a few things so you can get on your way. Now we were at lunch, just so you have we were at lunch at a restaurant. Yes, today would be our 57th, and you should know that I'm close by. I've been close by since I left. One, because I want to make sure my Karen is okay. And two, because even I am excited and nosy to how this kitchen project is going. Did you really think I would just disappear after I spoke so much about getting it done? Of course not. I'm here for the duration. And by the way, I am so happy with how you guys planned and designed and picked such beautiful stuff. It will be very eloquent and beautiful. So for today, I want my lady to only reminisce on those great moments that we had that were tender, romantic, and especially those when we laughed until we peed ourselves. These are the times that will stick with you until we meet again. There is so much more now to look forward to, even beyond this exciting time of renovation. Remember that all is working out no matter what others are trying to make you believe. You, Salvatore and Kira, have an inside track. Stay on that track and don't let these other themes that are playing out sway your creative drive. This is your time for your best and should be seen that way without guilt or hesitation. It's fun seeing you three together and Salvatore constantly making sure you like everything. I don't think I have ever seen someone ask the same question over and over. It's like he's waiting for you to hit him over the head and say, "Yes, I love it. Can we move on?" All kidding aside, his seemingly nutty way should prove to create something more beautiful than you have ever had before, and that was my wish for you, as we spoke before I left. I truly only want the best for my lady, and this is a weird thing, I have to explain this to you guys. I can see that is exactly what you are going to have. My love, my blessing, and by all means, keep the faith you three have such an abundance of. And as Salvatore would say, there's more to come. So let's just cover that my lady thing, because when I wrote that from him, I quoted it, and I knew that's not his wording. So since this message, I said to you, what is it, a movie reference? Where is that from? You know, so did you get any answer yet?
No, I have no idea where that came from.
Oh.
I really don't. He never referred to me as that when we were married.
Now, see, this is the funny thing for me. I'm taking dictation, folks. That's all I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, but I can feel the authenticity, whether it's on track. I can feel if they're bringing something that's not
New
normal.
into this. Mhm.
So this is going to be interesting, and maybe we'll have a follow-up down the road, and Karen will remember where that reference comes from, because it's got to go somewhere. I always assume it's going to go somewhere. You'll be watching something and it was this, we were at this place, and it's some obscure reference that neither one of us has a clue where
Or
it's
something from an old John Wayne movie.
Right.
He loved John Wayne movies.
Okay, so see, she's already onto something. Could be from a John Wayne movie. So that would be neat.
Mhm.
So at this point, what's your reaction to this weird way of doing a remodel that you never saw coming?
Well, it's exciting. When we first moved here, we knew we needed to do some stuff with the house. My focus was always on making the bathrooms safer for Roger, and his focus was always getting the kitchen done for me. And it was kind of, both of us had different goals in mind. And we did have Salvatore come over, and we talked with them, and Roger always pushed the kitchen, and I always pushed the bathroom. And the kitchen now it's what's being taken care of first. And someday I'll take care of the bathroom too, but it's going to have some different focus now
Right.
than what I had, and it's kind of bittersweet, I guess. But it'll all get done. I'm excited about my kitchen though. It's beautiful. I can't wait. It's not done yet, but it's still beautiful. It's more beautiful than what it had been.
What it was, right?
Get rid of that goofy lighting system I had out there, and the cabinets are gorgeous, and as they just laid their first piece of marble that will be going next to my stove, and I just can't believe how it just blends so well with everything. So I think we did a good job at selecting things.
So now that you mentioned the granite, so I don't know if we mentioned this in another video, because now I've lost track. We didn't film a lot, and we filmed a little at the granite place, a little bit.
Right.
But I remember this vividly. I remember looking at this piece of granite and Roger standing behind me and going, "That's the one," because it had life to it. And he made this general comment about moving forward, and that I want her to choose things that have a lot of life, which is it's a weird thing when you're dealing with grief and someone from the other side is talking about life, pushing you forward to continue your life. And so this is how Roger was with me. I could feel him behind me, pushing me to make sure I said what he wanted you to know at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had multiple waves, but the problem with me is I get all emotional, so sometimes I don't want to hear it. I hold myself back because I'm like, I don't want to cry here,
Right.
And that's been ongoing, and for some reason in 2020 it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
The crying bouts. I'll do another video on that, but it's difficult for me when I want to focus on you and what's going on, and I want to listen to Roger. There's multiple levels that go on here. I'm trying to be logical and focused on, okay, what's the physical pieces of your puzzle, and then I'm honoring him because I met him, which I said to you guys before. I had the honor of meeting them when they were together, and that doesn't always happen. I'm usually called after the fact.
Right.
So that's what makes this so special for me, because I had a first-hand experience, and I got to read their energy together, which I think I did mention this before. I got to read their energy together as a couple, and I was envious. I was like, this is the relationship I want, especially after 57 years. And what did you say to me? That's something you need to tell them. What did you say to me about you said it 2 or 3 times since we've been working together, about you cannot believe, you know what I mean.
I actually, shortly after Raj passed away, I came to the realization that he loved me so much, and I've known that all the years, but I became abruptly aware how much he truly loved me. And I just questioned how somebody could love me that much. I knew how much I loved him, but I realized, because I missed it, I missed that feeling. Because I knew that every time I looked at him, I could see it in his face, in his eyes, and what he had to say to me. And he always treated me with so much love and respect. And I missed that.
That was huge when you shared that with me. Now, I know we're focused on Karen and Roger, but when she shared this with me 2 or 3 times, I'm going back to what I see with other people, including my parents. And I said to Karen, do you know 70% of relationships are not this good? Do you realize that? So we joke about this. We've been laughing and crying through this whole renovation. But it's true. It's great that you can realize that and not take it for granted, because people don't have it. And that's a big, huge thing that came out of this, about, his passing and then us going forward. And I get to receive that from you. Like, this was real. You validated what I simply witnessed in that short meeting in December. I felt what you know about that relationship. So this is the beauty of this work. This is why I want some film, some video of what we're doing, because it's not just pulling out old stuff and replacing it. None of my renovations are like that. It's about the people, it's about the relationship, even the companies that I do business with, even that's special. And you saw it.
They really are, yeah. The people that we've worked with have been marvelous. They're amazing. They feel like family, I think, when you go there.
Yeah. We went to the granite place, and then it just so happened that when we were at the granite place, we met the owners of the company that installed the granite. And it's a partnership, it's 2 guys. And I didn't even know, they gave me a heads up, they called ahead for us, but then they were there. So then the owner, Karen, and her daughter got to meet them. So, and it was this natural energy flow, this respectful, loving thing. And they don't know Karen, and they were like right there, hi, really friendly and great. And then we had another experience. It was a little bit looser at the cabinet place. We went to that place, and Karen got to wander around and look at the cabinets there and meet Mike, my connection there. Where else did we go together?
Let's see.
We really limited,
Right,
because of the year that we're in. I didn't.
Going on.
Yeah, I didn't want to expose you to everybody and everything.
Because you went to the lighting place on your own, and you went to, a few, and then we did a few follow-up things.
Right.
For looking for the travertine and things like that.
Yeah, Karen had a list of things that she was going to handle on her own with her daughter, and then I had to go do some things on my own, like the plumbing company, the faucet company, and they had a new showroom that I wanted to show Karen, and I thought, that's not a necessary thing right now. I was really trying to be conscious of exposure, right? And we're not overly fearful. None of us are overly fearful about getting any repercussions to what is going on in the world, but I didn't want to be stupid, basically. I wanted,
You want to stay safe.
we want to stay somewhat safe.
Right.
So, so that was that. But I will share, the last thing I'll share with you guys is, when I went to the lighting supply house, and Karen knows this because I was late coming here, things happen when I go to businesses and conversations start. and they turn into things. You know, when you think you're just going to pick up some lights and pay the bill and run out the door. No, not in my life. In my life, it's something needs to be said here, and then we have a conversation. So these great young people that work at that location, I wound up having 3 major conversations with the employees of that company about spirit, about what's going on in the world, and about how to keep a level head and protect your nervous system. So even though this is off the track of Karen's job, this is one of the tangents that happens when I'm working with somebody else. And one day I was so late coming here because I was supposed to be here at a certain time, but I wound up in a 45-minute conversation at that location, at that company. So I'll end on this. When you're doing a renovation or you're doing a project, if you believe that's the only level of reality that you're focused on, I would remind you that there are multiple things going on simultaneously. While you're focused on the physical, your family and friends on the other side are there. And wherever you go to do business to buy the things, the physical things you need, you could have a whole nother experience in your day. And let me tell you something, in 2020, that's exactly what we need to be looking for. How great can our days be? Because if we're focused on the news, we're not getting great news all over. But if we're focused on our lives, we're having great days here. And I'm having them with all these different businesses. So I would say to you guys, try to be open in your daily adventures and with the people that you meet and the strangers you meet, and realize that love foundation has never been broken, even in 2020. And we're sharing it on this job. So God bless everybody, and there's much more to come on The Medium by Design, and thanks for watching.